We all be on that Denise Williams tip. We want to be free, 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 but we're not. And the reason why is because of our addictions, our vices, and even that little thing that you hold every day, day in and day out, that you're scrolling through.
Lunzi Green, affectionately known as Mr. Flip Your 401k. I help people build holistic financial strategies using their retirement plan, their cash value life insurance to pay off debt, become investors, get paid for life, and retire comfortably. Welcome to From 401k to Freedom.
I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be candid and don't judge. I haven't always been this way, nice and refined and noble. I had my own addictions, especially when I started getting into money. And what was those addictions? The addictions was the nightlife. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all what type of clubs I experienced while I was in my addiction season, because I want to tell all my business, but just know I paid a lot of bills for a lot of different people. It was an addiction of mine, and it was rooted in a lot of trauma, drama, and insecurity. I'm just going to be frank with you. And then, you know what comes with that nightlife? The drinking. Now, I'm not an alcoholic or anything, never have been. It's an accompaniment to that type of lifestyle. So I was living and doing things that were not good for me in excess. What I am experiencing, and I know a lot of us do this, don't act like you save and sanctify. The first thing that we do when we wake up in the morning is we pick up our phone, not just to turn our alarm off, but to check all the social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, X, whatever the case may be. And what we find is that we start developing a pattern throughout our day that we're spending more time on our devices than what we should. How does this tie back into freedom? It's quite simple. The more time that you're spending on things that are not doing you any good, the less time you're spending on building and securing your financial foundation in order to get to the place that we all claim that we want to get to, which is to become free. And again, freedom is not just finance, but spiritual. That's a spiritual battle that's going on right there. When you are clinging to addictions, whether it's food, whether it's retail therapy, whether it's the addiction that had a stronghold on my life, these are all prohibiting us from becoming free. So it doesn't have to be finances. It could be spiritual. It could be emotional. Maybe grief or depression is our stronghold. I don't know. It could be anything. My point is whatever that stronghold is, whatever that vice, whatever that device is, it is keeping us from becoming free. Let's talk about the three types of traps. We talked about vices, but what is vices? Vices is the behaviors that bring you pleasure but block progress, whether that's binge watching a show throughout the whole weekend. I mean, it feels good. Yeah, it feels good in that moment. But then when you wake up and you spent your whole weekend on it, when you could have done something for your family, you could have done some financial planning, you could have went to a place to help grow your mind, expand your horizons, then what have you really truly gained from that? That's what the vices are. It gives you that quick fix, that quick hit, but then after that, you looking like Pookie in New Jack City and you rubbing your shoulders and it's like it keeps calling you. You go through withdrawals. That's what a vice is. Now, the devices, again, we talked about the distractions and what steals your focus. I used television just now as an example, but that is a device. I always say this all the time. It's actually my motto, my mantra. It's like, don't make your real life, R-E-E-L, your real life, R-E-A-L. As someone that's still recovering from imposter syndrome and comparing myself to others, I know firsthand scrolling through social media can be a true buzzkill. And then let's talk about sacrifices. Sacrifices is the price of progress. It's the convenience. It's sacrificing that. It's sacrificing ego. It's sacrificing comfort. Now, I know in some circles, people say, hey, look, you can have it all. You don't have to sacrifice in order to get to where you need to get to. That, unfortunately, hasn't been my experience. Sacrifice to me comes with this game. Like, you can't have it both ways. If you want to go out clubbing and doing your own thing, spending money on things that don't really matter, then you're going to get whatever comes from that. There are some sacrifices that you have to make, whether it's shedding your addictions, whether it's shedding relationships, whether it's shedding some habits that have not yielded a return for you. Sacrifices need to be made as part of this financial game. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. Now, I say all that to say we don't need to look at sacrifice as punishment. It can actually be looked at and considered as discipline. It's preparation. If you are really truly serious about becoming free, if you're really truly serious about breaking restrictions and limitations that's being placed on yourself, whether it's because of your employer or whether it's just because of how you think about yourself, you have to do some different things. You have to be disciplined. Maybe you wake up earlier so you can utilize some of that extra time before you go into work to be able to get your mind right, to get your plan right. There's a saying that pruning, like when you prune a tree, right? It's painful. It's painful to prune, but it's how you make room for new fruit. So being able to cut things off, shape things up, it's uncomfortable at first. You have to close, you have to remove some things in order to become open to receive other things. And that's the point here. Do what is hard while things are easy, because it's going to be greater later. You do that by creating a plan for your money, putting your money in growth vehicles instead of using the money to tie into being gratified instantly. Freedom is a blend of both faith and surrender. If you really want to flow from a posture of freedom, then you're going to have to remove the things that are resisting and restricting you from that freedom. You got to let go to what's holding on to you. What are the freedom takeaways? Let's get into the mindset, heart set, and the skill set. For one, your mindset should be telling yourself delay is not denial. It's divine development. Even though you're not maybe acquiring or doing or having the things that you typically would have when you were attached to those vices and those devices, because you're planting a seed, it's just like the Chinese bamboo tree, right? It's going to take a while, but because it's growing under the surface, eventually it's going to sprout up. And when it sprouts up, it's going to be strong, it's going to be fierce, it's going to be vivacious. So delay is not a denial. As far as your heart set goes, be honest with yourself. Be honest about what you need to release. Like, it took me years. It took me years after going into my favorite, or used to be my favorite spot, every Friday or every Saturday, to realize when I started looking at my bank account, like, I've spent thousands of dollars on this, and what has it benefited me? So you have to come face to face with yourself and be real and be honest about what you need to release, and not only about what you need to release, but why were you holding on? Why were you doing that in the first place? Because that's where the real release comes, when you actually go to the root and excavate what is causing that action that does not serve you. And then your skill set. What I would ask for you to do is commit to a 30-day financial fast. Just cut one habit that's doing you no good, and then take the money from that habit. I don't know, it could be a cup of coffee. I don't know what it is, but cut the money from that habit and redirect that money towards your financial goal. Here's the deal. Freedom and comfort can't live in the same house. You're gonna have to do like what Beyonce say and move something to the left. All those vices and devices that's been keeping a stronghold on you needs to be in a box and put to the left, in the garbage. That's no longer your ish, okay? Move it to the left. Separate from those things that no longer hinder you. We know that now that you got that extra money, by doing that, It's just a simple repositioning it into a vehicle like cash value life insurance. And that's why we've incorporated the cash value life insurance e-guide called The Value of Cash Value. Click the link in the description to get that e-guide so that you can begin your path to financial freedom today. Till then, you all take care. See you soon.